Hello everyone and welcome back to another F1 24 driver career mode video with Enzo Fittipaldi. We are here with season 1 and round 15 and the Dutch Grand Prix. We do have a major rear downforce upgrade coming on hopefully on the 15th if it passes. If it doesn't pass, we won't have enough time to apply it before the race, and yeah, it is massive if we get it because obviously Zandvoort is a track that really requires a lot of downforce, so if we're able to get a rear downforce upgrade, obviously that's going to be huge. As let's take another look at our performance chart here. We're not quite with those top 5 teams. I mean, not even anywhere close, really, as we have come all the way up to equal with VCarb here, slightly ahead of them, but nothing really to write home about. Yeah, we're just going to have to keep bringing the upgrades, which we do have coming on the car rapidly, but I don't know if it's going to be quick enough to catch those top 5 teams before the end of the season. As Max Verstappen has won the last 7 Grand Prix and 9 races so far this year. Just another absolute masterclass by the Dutchman. And now we're at his home Grand Prix, so we're going to have to see what he can do here. And hopefully we can carry the momentum from last week and have another strong weekend as our upgrade does pass. Beautiful. So let's head on into practice for the Dutch Grand Prix.
Stretched along the shores of the North Sea, which brings its own challenges with sand sweeping onto the track. Welcome to Zandvoort, welcome to free practice, and welcome to a sea of orange.
Here we are for our race strategy practice program. I already went out and did the ERS management practice program and our tire management practice program, and I was able to get a purple score in both. So now I just need to get my last purple score here for the weekend, and yeah, we can head on into qualifying. Practice has gone pretty smooth so far. No hiccups in the first 2 practice programs. Hopefully we can have a nice smooth race strategy practice program as well. As usual, we're using no DRS, no overtake. Get a accurate representation of our pace for our race strategy. We're up on the Delta currently. A little bit scruffy through that corner there. Not quite what I wanted. Didn't quite have as much grip as I anticipated. But we're still about a 1/10.5 up. We're losing time down the straight though, unfortunately. And it's not going to be enough. Well, we need 3 more faster, clean laps here if we're going to want to get a purple score here. Well, the second lap, we had the pace, but unfortunately we invalidated the lap. But we managed to keep the last 2 laps clean. And as long as we can stay nice, clean, and tidy these last couple corners here, yeah, we're 8/10 up on the Delta. We should have no problem getting our 3rd and final purple score of the weekend here and really finishing practice out strong. Hopefully we can carry that momentum into qualifying and get a good start.
Complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland at Zandvoort for the Max Verstappen celebration party. It's a quick track and perfect for high speeds, high stakes qualifying. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying day.
Here we are for our first lap of qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix. Hopefully we can make it through here to Q2 on 1 run. The car should honestly be good enough where Q2 on 1 run is pretty doable. Went a little bit too overzealous into that corner there though. Hopefully we're able to carry the speed through the rest of the lap. I still have a lot of battery charged up here for that final run to the line as well.
We're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11.
So I probably could have took that last corner flat as... Oh, we get some understeer there when I hit the curb. Slight lockup. Definitely not the greatest lap so far. Open the DRS, use some battery down the small straight. Take as much curb as we can. Try to get the car rotated. Oh, go way wide. Yeah, definitely probably just going to be a banker. As we struggle to get the car rotated through that final corner. Now down the last straight, use the rest of our battery, DRS wide open. It's a 1:11.2. We're faster than Joe, but 4/10 off Norris. we're probably going to have to go again. Here we are for our second run of Q1 here on the same set of softs that we did the first run on, so gonna try to pick up. Obviously, we know not a great first lap is not a great start to the second lap though either. Better section there though, got a decent exit. Gained a little bit there, but we're still a 10th down. We need to be committed through this part of the track. Yeah, we're still down. Here I know we can gain a lot. We had a big lock up here. Oh yeah, 2/10 up. It's climbing. Also, we know there's time to be found here as well. Oh yeah, half a second up. The last corner wasn't great either. Oh yeah, almost a second up. Use our battery here down this last straight. Oh, 1:10.4 and we're P4. Oh man. Well, there you have it. Both the Alpines make their way through to Q2 as we're just about a 10th and a half up on our teammate. So now let's see what we can do in Q2 and see if we can make our way through to Q3. All right, well, unfortunate news. Yeah, I set a banker on some softs. Wasn't that great. Now I'm going out for my last run here of Q2 and it is lightly raining. So I'm not sure if we're going to find some time.
And that's just 30 seconds left in the session.
As we're already 5/10 down, the grip just isn't quite there. As obviously the track is slightly at, yeah, we're already 6/10 down. Unfortunately, because of that light rain, we just weren't able to pick up on our lap, and neither was Pierre Gasly. Both the Alpines out in Q2, and the Frenchman does out-qualify us for the first time in a while, honestly. Yeah, we've been doing pretty good in regards to qualifying pace against Pierre Gasly, but this week he did get the better of us, unfortunately, just because of a strategy miscall by us. It said on the weather report that it was still going to be dry for another 10 minutes, but when we go out, it is sprinkling rain, so yeah, just not able to find the time. Yeah, so let's hop on into the Grand Prix now, and hopefully we can make up some positions and score some points.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and to the Zandvoort circuit. We're 25 miles away from Amsterdam for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with a 678 metre main straight heading into turn 1, Tarzan Corner. And on that straight with DRS open, that'll be the best overtaking opportunity on this track. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Hamilton, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Stroll, Sainz, Perez, Tsunoda, Gasly, Magnussen, Fittipaldi, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Albon, Ricciardo, Joe, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
It is certainly an interesting time in this set of regulations because, as you know, when a new set of regulations come out, everything changes and you always wonder who's got it right. Well, we know the Red Bull are the ones who really got it right the last couple of years. But now you can see the rest of the grid slowly start to catch up, and there's really only so much left for Red Bull to get out of these regulations. So it is interesting, and the pack are catching up.
Well, here we are on the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix, and it looks like it's going to be Max Verstappen versus Fernando Alonso again here, as the Spaniard really is taking advantage of those upgrades Aston Martin brought to the car. As for the strategy, they are recommending the softs to mediums, and the softs really seem to last as far as in qualifying. Really only laps I got on them, but the mediums are lasting too. I don't think tire wear is too extreme here. Yeah, and it's saying softs to hard is 6 seconds slower. I'm guessing mediums to hard is even slower. So we're just gonna go softs to mediums here. I think I am gonna go ahead actually and do mediums to softs though. We're gonna mix it up, and we're gonna try to have the softer tire at the end of the race. Go 1 lap longer there, and hopefully that'll work out for us. Now let's hop on into the formation lap and then the race.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out.
Well, it's 4 different manufacturers making up those top 4 spots. It's Red Bull, Aston Martin, McLaren, and Mercedes. As we are the only driver to elect to start on the harder compound and start on that medium tire.
So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Well, we really want to carry that momentum from last weekend and hopefully have another strong points finish this week, as we didn't do ourselves any favors by just having a blunder with our strategy and qualifying, and we didn't get a great first lap down, and by the time we went out for our second lap, unfortunately, it was sprinkling out, so we just weren't quite able to find enough time to advance ourselves through to Q3. But honestly, I do think the pace was there, as here we are under those 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Dutch Grand Prix. As everyone around me is on that softer compound, so you think they're going to get the better start most likely, as they're 3 wide into turn 1 there, Magnussen, Bottas, and Hulkenberg. Who's going to come out ahead, as it looks like Magnussen is, going to get squeezed there. I thought he was going to be out ahead, but instead it looks like he's got some wing damage there. As, we make some contact with Alex Albon. Side by side here, I'm not going to give him an inch, as we're able to hold him off. And it's lights out, and away we go in the Dutch Grand Prix, as it's Fernando Alonso versus Max Verstappen in the drag race into turn 1, as they go side by side through turn 1, as it looks like the Spaniard has the slight edge. Who will win out here in turn 2, as it's Max Verstappen in his home Grand Prix taking the lead. Obviously, these first few laps, we are on a lot, not a lot worse of a tire, but definitely the harder compound, which will be slower these first few laps. If we can make it through to, I would say, lap 3 or 4, and stay in the DRS of the guys ahead, then we should be in a pretty good spot. We're going to look to get the slipstream, use some battery here, and make our way by Kevin Magnussen, who's going defensive, blocking that inside line.
Now available.
We're going to go to his outside and make our way by. Honestly, pretty easy move. I wanted to get by him before he had the DRS available. Now we gotta try to get by Bottas here, but now we're in a DRS train, so Bottas is gonna have DRS as well. It will be slightly harder. Well, good thing we made it by him early, as it is hard to pass at this track, so he could have held us up. As we've broken Magnussen's DRS here already. Gotta make sure to stay in these guys' DRS ahead, as those softs are still absolutely rapid here. We gotta remember, this is gonna be the hardest part of the race for us. And maybe the end too, when those softs start to wear out a little bit. But right here is, as long as we can make it to these next few laps, this is when the mediums will really start to become the better tire here. And then we can start to make some moves on the guys ahead. Pretty close to Bottas here. Will we be able to get a good run out of this corner? Not quite the run I would have loved. We have a lot of battery though. Try to get right behind him, get that slipstream. We're going to be nowhere near him.
Right, keep pushing. You're gaining on the car ahead. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us. 1.9 seconds.
When they have that DRS as well, it's just so hard to gain an advantage on the straight. We're gonna have a lot of battery again to make a run on Bottas, but we're gonna need a better exit out of that final corner, as we are right on his rear diffuser here. So if we can make a move, this is going to be it. We just gotta get the good exit. We're still close. Open that DRS. Use the battery. Grab the slipstream. We're so much closer this time. As he's getting a slipstream as well. He's going to make the move on Hulkenberg. Yeah, unfortunately for us, he doesn't even complete the move. As now, we're just stuck behind both of them. Nowhere to go there. It's about worst case scenario for us right there, as they're letting the cars ahead slip away too. I'm gonna have my battery charged up again here for another run at Bottas, but obviously he's gonna do the same thing probably. Get a run on Hulkenberg, and it's gonna be a repeat. We're gonna have to try to send it 3 wide here. That's gonna be our only hope, as he's gonna get the run again. We're gonna, and Hulkenberg braked so late we weren't even able to dive to his inside, as now Bottas is going to make his way by and complete the move. But is this just going to be an endless cycle where we're not able to get by Hulkenberg now because he's going to do the exact same thing? Here we go. We're going to open the DRS. Hulkenberg is going to try to grab the slipstream. He opened the DRS as well. Oh, the Haas is just way worse in a straight line than that Sauber, though. As perfect, Valtteri Bottas goes to go defensive on the Haas instead of us, and we may sweep around both of them. What a move. Here's another look at our double overtake as we grab the slipstream off of Hulkenberg. Look to go to the outside of Bottas as he goes defensive on the Haas there. And we have better traction because at this point, the mediums just have so much more grip. We're able to go around both of them. And now we need to focus on running down the drivers up ahead. All cars are pitting. Perez,
okay,
Hamilton.
Perez is stopping now. And gap to the car in front, 4.6 seconds.
As they're all going to get a massive undercut on us. As yellow flags are out here.
Okay, clear.
Not quite sure for what yet. As if a safety car came out right now, it would honestly be amazing.
I've got information on Albon for you. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
Unfortunately, the Williams of Alexander Albon with the retirement here. That Mercedes engine not quite able to make it all the way. Yeah, even with the medium tire advantage, we were never able to really catch them. So the softs are super strong, which bodes well for our second stint. That's where we're going to have to do all the work. Here we are, we're boxing this lap, throwing on a set of the sauce. And this is what it's all going to come down to. This stint right here. We need to put in a mega stint here. As Hulkenberg is in as well here, onto the mediums. Hopefully we can beat him out.
Right, let's go, come on. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
Beautiful, they held him for us.
Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound.
Now we got on the new softs, here's where we need to start eating into that deficit. I don't know, it really feels like at the end of the day, we're probably only racing for P13 here. Hopefully we catch Tsunoda, but it's going to take a monumental effort by us. Almost snuck in the DRS there, Bottas, but just quite didn't get it. We've cut the gap down on Tsunoda to just under 5 seconds. Will it be possible for us to catch the Japanese driver? We are on that better tire, and I feel like the softs really aren't wearing out. As we're just going to have to be perfect this stint if we want any chance, though. We're going to make a move on Bottas here. We're going to have the DRS. We're going to use some overtake, and it should be a fairly routine pass here. Grabbing the slipstream.
Starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate.
Bottas coming back on our inside. We're going to shut the door, though. As we have the newer tires and we're ahead by the apex, so I feel we were entitled to that. As Tsunoda only 3.6 seconds ahead of us. It may be possible to catch that Japanese driver.
3.7
Well, we managed to break Bottas out of DRS, I should say. As we're not quite able to close the gap on Tsunoda. He's really just maintaining just over that 3-second gap. I've just now realized at one point we grabbed fastest lap of the race somehow. Yeah, obviously we were on the soft tires when everyone else was on mediums, and we were just on the lower fuel load. So kind of took advantage of that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be finishing in the points to really get that extra point, but I mean, I'll still take the pride of being the fastest in the race. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to run down Sonoda or Gasly, as we have closed the gap slightly, but not enough.
Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Let's keep pushing.
Not enough to be confident that we will be able to catch them. Yeah, quite unfortunate. Really early in the race, getting stuck behind Bottas and Hulkenberg for so long, and them allowing us, or really causing us to lose the DRS of the guys ahead. Yeah, it killed us. If we would have just been able to stay with the DRS train on those mediums, even if it was all the way back in P15, I think we would have been in a really good spot for this stint, as we just had so much more pace. But, I mean, when we're 5, 6, 7 seconds behind, and we gotta make up a ton of spots, it's just... we put ourselves...
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.7 seconds.
We put ourselves on the back foot just too much. I mean, it's unfortunate. Both Hungary and Zandvoort are two tracks you need to nail your qualifying, because it's just so hard to pass. And both the tracks we messed up to qualifying. Here we are for that final lap. 2.2 seconds back on Sonoda. I mean, we closed the gap on him really nicely. Opened the gap to Hulkenberg and Bottas. We had pace in the second stint. We just put ourselves so behind. Really see him in, like, we struggle at those tracks that require the high downforce load, but I don't know if I want to blame it on the cars. I almost feel like it was just our qualifying performance at both Hungary and
Okay, here's the
Zandvoort.
gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 2.4 seconds.
As of course we did get a 4th place finish in Monaco, so the car can perform under those high downforce situations, as Lewis Hamilton wins the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's not Max Verstappen. It's not 8 wins in a row. The streak is over and Lewis Hamilton wins.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Lewis also gets driver of the day. Wow.
And Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag and once again wins.
I can't quite remember if that was his first
What a true
win.
show of character, to fight through the grid the way they did, to not get beat down by starting so far down, and to come back and win it all just goes to show how strong this driver is.
It's a 1-2 for Mercedes here, as I can't quite remember if Lewis has won before.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
Mercedes gets a 1-2 here, as yeah, what a shocker. That's crazy how that unfolded, as Lewis Hamilton, I'm pretty sure, gets his first win of our career. Save, I should say. Yeah, absolutely mega, as I believe that's his first win in 2.5 years, and it's a Mercedes 1-2 to top it off, as Oscar Piastri grabs that 3rd spot on the podium.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, there you have it. Lewis Hamilton grabs, I believe, the first win of our save here, and George Russell gets P2. Mercedes 1-2 is absolutely insane, especially from 4th and 5th on the grid, as Max Verstappen falls all the way back to 6th place, and the race that ends his win streak is his home Grand Prix. I'm sure that has to sting. As Sergio Perez also in 10th place, both the Red Bulls not thrilled with this weekend. Yeah, and that's definitely going to help Ferrari in the constructors, as Charles Leclerc grabbed 4th and Carlos Sainz grabbed 7th, as unfortunately it was no points for Alpine this weekend, as we did keep our nose clean, but yeah, just weren't quite able to maximize the car, honestly. As yeah, the gap is now 107 points to Carlos Sainz, so really no shot anyone's going to win the drivers, if we're being completely honest here, but Max Verstappen. Unless, I mean, he just DNFs for the next 4 races. It's looking like it's Max Verstappen's 4th championship in a row. Yeah, he's obviously one of the greatest of all time, and he's just proving that to everyone once again. As we really were going to be able to challenge for P7 in the points if you looked at the points before this race. But, yeah, now I don't think there's any chance, as the Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton are really spacing out that gap. I think maybe George Russell, we could nab him if we bring some upgrades. We're just going to have to be perfect in the latter half of this season, though. As Red Bull is now 45 points up on the Scuderia, and we are really battling no one. We're in no man's land. Unless Aston Martin just suddenly, I mean, I don't know, just forgets how to upgrade their car. Yeah, we have no shot. Even if they forget how to upgrade their car to the end of the season, I don't think we would catch them, as right now they have the 2nd best car. Yeah, and I don't think VCarb's going to catch us, so we're really just stuck in 6th position. So yeah, thank you to anyone who watched the video. Please like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day.